Today we're going to be looking at the worst green creatures in the entire game of Magic the Gathering. I'm going to start off with Elvish Farmer. This is a 2-mana 0/2 elf. It's an elf creature. You would think a lot of elves are pretty useful. I don't know about this one. During your upkeep, put a spore counter on Elvish Farmer, which means it's not even going to be doing anything the moment it enters the battlefield. You have to wait at least one turn. And for 0, remove 3 spore counters from your Elvish Farmer to put a Saproling token into play. Now we got to treat this Saproling as a 1/1 green creature. And also for 0 mana, sacrifice the Saproling to gain an entire 2 life. What is this, like 2 life per 4 turns? I think you're probably going to be dead by the time you even get that 2 life in the first place. Very bad investment for 2 mana for our Elvish Farmer. The good news is all the abilities cost, well, 0. They're not going to cost you anything. Okay, next up, let's take a look at when in doubt, always check Homelands out. Just started with Autumn Willow. I feel like we've been down this route before. It's very funny. Green has a lot of pretty terrible, brutally bad cards. Autumn Willow is a 6-mana 4/4. It's a legendary avatar, though. I think it's on the same. Is that this on the same level as like Gandalf? Isn't Gandalf an avatar of some sort? Shroud, green. Until end of turn, Autumn Willow can be the target of spells and abilities controlled by target player as though it didn't have Shroud. So apparently not really Shroud, right? Anyone can play this damn thing. Until enter on will can be the target spells or abilities. This ability is of no use except for, like, the idea is to pump Autumn Willow up, but there are more removal spells in the game than there are pump spells. Actually, hold on, what I was thinking about. Gandalf might be a wizard. I can't remember if Gandalf's an avatar, but like Tom Bombadil is an avatar. There's a show this time. So for anyone who's watching live, I'm going on vacation next week. So we need 2 shows a day in order to compensate. So if you're watching on the replay, I'm basking in the sun somewhere. Wood Element, we need to do the, yeah, I forgot about Wood Elemental. Yeah, Mattis with the Wood Elemental. Worst creature, not even green. Is it? Hold on, oh. The Wood Elemental. You're talking about, like, of all creatures in the world. Wood Elemental. Worst elemental in the game. Worst green creature in the game. Worst creature in the game. Worst of all metric. Worst 4-drop in the game. As Wood Elemental enters the battlefield, you gotta sack any number of untapped forests. You're not allowed to tap those things for mana. Wood Elemental's power and toughness are each equal to the number of forests sacrificed as it entered the battlefield. Now, the good news is, okay, look, the silver lining, people. Let's look at the silver lining. You only sacrifice the forests when it resolves. Imagine if in addition to casting Wood Elemental, you had to sack the forest, and your opponent could just counterspell the thing. Like, look, we gotta look at the upside, the silver lining to all of it. Next up, we got Archangel with Mindbender Spores. We have a 3-mana 0/1, and it's a wall, which means it has Defender. Flying. When Mindbender Spores blocks any creature, put 4 fungus counters on that creature. During its controller's untap phase, remove a fungus counter from the creature. As long as the creature has any fungus counters on it, it doesn't untap during its controller's untap phase. Well, look at it. It got sick or something. Basically, it got sick. You know, this is just a worse version of Death Touch. Okay, like, you're going to be a little incapacitated for a little while, but don't worry, you're going to get better. You know, just basically take your medicine, take a break. I don't know how to put it. What do they say? Like, what are you supposed to do when you're ill? You know, take it easy. They take it easy and you're going to be better in no time. Vibrant Toucan with the Leery Fog Beast. If your opponent has a blocker, they can just deny the combat. We have the Leery Fog Beast. 3-mana 4/2. Whenever the Leery Fog Beast becomes blocked, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. All of it? All the combat damage? Like, not just from the Leery Fog Beast. Oh, is it like if you block the Leery Fog Beast, a bunch of fog, like, I don't know, puffs out of its stomach, and then all of a sudden nobody can see what they're doing? This is atrocious. This is absolute heinous card. At the very least, they could have made this 2 mana, maybe even 1 mana. Would be good versus certain combo decks, but outside of that, no, this is brutal. Brutal behind. Prevent all the combat damage. I think it would be bad enough if it just prevented the combat damage from the Leery Fog Beast. Cherry Knot says, so you can target them as they are untapped and then tap them then? Oh, you're talking about the Wood Elemental? No, with Wood Elemental, they have to be untapped, and then when it enters as it enters the battlefield, not when, as it enters the battlefield, you gotta sack them all. Great question, though. Kano, Hunted Wumpus. I like Hunted Wumpus. Not that it's any good. It's not. But I think it creates like these janky board states. 4 mana for a 6/6. When Hunted Wumpus enters the battlefield, each other player may put a creature card from their hand onto the battlefield. What do you guys got, everybody? What do you got? What you got lurking over there? I only have a 6/6. That's easily the worst thing out of everything else that you guys are going to play. By all means, create the chaos. No one's going to come after the Hunted Wumpus player. That's never going to happen. Everyone else is going to put something else that's OP on the battlefield, and they're just going to duke it out. I think Hunted Wumpus is big brain. Now there's no guarantee that you're going to live after they all three go Armageddon on each other, but still, you're going to at least get second place. Welcome, Captain Rumia. We're doing great here. Corey with Erithazon. What? Erithazon. Erithazon is a 4 mana 4/4 beast. When Erithazon attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature of defending player's choice. Oh my god. We're helping the enemy here. How did that happen? When I attack, I'm gonna help you. Is it the idea? Oh, they're stealing the spikes off of its back. I don't know if that's exactly how combat is supposed to happen. So when we attack, we're going to buff the opponent a little bit. I didn't know that we could help them. They stole our armor. Cherry Knot. There is no workaround. Well, yeah, there's no workaround Wood Elemental. No, there's not. You're going to go down with Wood Elemental. Elgot with the Ailing Leprechaun. Ailing Leprechaun. Not quite ailing. Where is our leprechaun? Hold on. Ailing Leprechaun. A green 1/1. It's a fairy. Whenever this creature blocks or becomes blocked by a creature, that creature becomes green. They say it's never easy being green. I don't think it's any easy being an ailing leprechaun either. Rin with Force of Nature. We're getting all the usuals out. You know, these are all the all-stars of bad Magic the Gathering cards. What is it? 6 mana for an 8/8 Trampler. At the beginning of your upkeep, Force of Nature deals 8 damage. It's going to deal 8 damage to you unless you pay 4 mana. You don't want to face this guy when this guy's repossessing your car. Don't do it. Don't do it. You have to pay. Pay your car bills. Hexenort with Tempting Worm. Tempting Worm is a 2 mana 5/5. When it comes into play, each opponent may put any number. What? What? Any number of artifact, creature, enchantment, and/or land cards from their hand into play. So we get a 5/5, but they can dump their entire hand on the battlefield. Oh, sorry, with the exception of Planeswalkers. So it's balanced in that way. You can play anything except your Planeswalkers. Great. Anyway, Tempting Worm. Oh boy, with the Scarwood Hag. Well, that's unusual. Okay, this is a 2 mana 1/1, and the creature type is officially Hag, whatever that is. Green, 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 and tap. Target creature gains Forest Walk until end of turn. That's a lot of mana to get Forest Walk. This is also not a particularly large creature. And tap, target creature loses Forest Walk until end of turn. Well, you need Scarwood Hag to help protect you versus the Scarwood Hag metagame. They balanced the card immediately. They knew the power of the Scarwood Hag. They can't be having people having the green players cannot have unblockable green creatures versus the other green decks. That's why Scarwood Hag is able to neutralize the situation. We have Mudis here. What if Arithazon is the only creature on the battlefield? When it comes in, oh well, then you have a 5/5 up against probably a bunch of artifacts and lands. Oh, yes, Wood Elemental has been suggested. It'll probably get suggested a billion times. David Sampson with the Craw Giant. Isn't this a giant vanilla creature? Oh no, it's this guy. This is 7 mana 6/4 trample Rampage 2. So whenever this creature becomes blocked, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn for each creature blocking it beyond the first. And the rest is just flavor text. That's it. Enjoy your Craw Giant. There's worse cards out there, to be honest. I mean, I think this is infinitely better than the Force of Nature. All right, let's go with Mappius's Elvish Hunter. The Elvish Hunter is a 2-mana 1/1 elf archer. For 2 mana, tap. Target creature doesn't untap during its controller's next. Untaps out. Oh my god! It's green removal! This is the closest thing you're going to get to green removal. This is like I wouldn't say it's the best thing, but it's like the next best thing to something like Beast Within. Now, of course, you're gonna have to get smacked by that creature at least once. But you know what? After that, they may not ever become untapped ever again. This is a very creative card. But remember, they get to swing at you at least once. And that once, it could be your demise. It could be over. David Sampson with the Spitting Slug. Do we get one free suggestion each or something? Yes, absolutely. Well, you just say no card yet. I mean, it doesn't, you don't have to pay. This is not a custom card show, Captain Roomia. You can, by all means, spit out whatever suggestions you want. So we have people like, I always prioritize the people who have no card yet. That's why they say NCY. So I'll prioritize those people. And then after everyone's got at least one card, then I will take their second suggestion. Spitting Slug is a 3-mana 2/4 slug. Whenever Spitting Slug blocks or becomes blocked, you may pay 2 mana. If you do, Spitting Slug gains first strike until end of turn. Otherwise, each creature blocking or blocked by Spitting Slug gains first strike until end of turn. What? So, okay, whenever we're blocking, we can pay 2 mana to get first strike. That's a lot of mana for first strike. You know, most cards out there, they'll give you the first strike for free. You know, pay 4 mana, get first strike free. You don't have to pay a damn subscription every single time you're in the situation. This is like some weird insurance policy. Now speaking of no cards yet, let's go to Juhala H Dinoja. Okay, Borderland Explorer. Free discard outlet, mana fixing and hand fixing for the whole table. Oh, okay. This is a 2-mana 3/1 Elf Scout. Now, when it enters the battlefield, each player may discard a card. Each player who discarded a card this way may search their library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into their hand, then shuffle their library. You know what? This is the table feel-good card, all right? You're taking one for the table. You're trying to make sure everyone has a good time today. Because otherwise, if they're mana screwed, they're no longer mana screwed. It's for all those people who put like 20 lands in their commander deck. Despicable. They need to put way more lands in there. Captain Roomia, you want the one volley ooze. Okay, we got a green 1+*1+*. Cumulative upkeep of 2. That's not happening. One volley ooze has power and toughness, each equal to 1 plus its last paid cumulative upkeep. Oh, so the more you pay the upkeep, the bigger it gets. But you can't even play. So it's a 1-drop. You can't even play on turn 1. You will not pay the upkeep next turn. This is like a 1-drop you want to play on turn, I don't know, turn 6 or something. And then it's not even that big of a creature immediately. You have to wait several turns for this thing to get better. And then you got to lose it. If you don't kill your opponent in time, I mean, This thing's going to kill itself in time. Okay, we're going to look at more of the worst green creatures in Magic the Gathering, but I got to tell you where you can get them from. FusionGamingOnline.com, my favorite place to get my Magic the Gathering cards. And there's always a deal of the week every single week. Deal of the week this week, 15% off all showcase singles. But that's not the only thing you can get. You can pre-order Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You can get Lorwyn Eclipse. I like getting stuff from Lorwyn Eclipse. I like getting my Merfolk cards. But you can also get the worst green creatures in the game at FusionGamingOnline.com. Don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu, though. Get your worst cards with the best deal getting 5% off all your purchases with coupon code Nikachu. Thank you very much. And back to the worst green cards. Oh, we have Indiana. Good evening. You're up early. I know. We're gonna have some morning shows Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. For everyone that's watching live. For everyone on the replay, well, you're watching the replay. Root Spider from Indiana Jones. This is a 4-mana 2/2. I have never seen this art before. What did the ancient scripture says? If assigned as a blocker, Root Spider gains first strike and gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Wow, it doesn't even get that touch. And you only... So if it's attacking, it's a weakling. But when it's on defense, it's more aggressive. It's stronger. The instincts kicked in. We've got Rixazoo, Brushwag. There's actually a second Brushwag. It's called the Almighty Brushwag. Brushwag returns. This is a 3-mana 3/2, and if it blocks or is blocked, it gets -2/+2 until end of turn. Stronger when it doesn't get blocked. It gets a little shy when it's confronted. It's going to turn into its little ball. Be way less effective than if it goes out aggressive. It's no hedgehog here. It's no hedgehog. And we got Felicia here with Cactuar, not the jumbo one, the small one, Cactuar. Wouldn't say the jumbo Cactuar isn't all that much better either. Cactuar is a green 3/3 plant, trample. At the beginning of your end step, if this creature didn't enter the battlefield this turn, return it to its owner's hand. At the beginning of your end step, if this creature didn't enter the battlefield this turn. So basically, you're only allowed to have it on the plate for one turn. Well, I mean, the advantage is you get free ETBs, if that matters to any particular deck. So if you have haste, it's not too bad. It's almost like a lightning bolt. To be honest, the 3/3 trampler in Commander is probably above and beyond pretty bad. Not strong enough. Fun Ranger says, oh yeah, that's how you want to play in green, defensive. That's right, with your spider. So where was it? The spider? The Root Spider. All defense. Hey, they got a lot of walls in green. There's some good walls in green if you want to play an all defense deck. They're the masters of the walls. Brushwag was rare? Was it? It was. This is a rare card. Man, imagining opening this card in Mirage and finding out this was your rare. That's despicable. I throw the pack in the garbage. Even back then, that wasn't very good. It wasn't good at all. Mayfly, Force of Savagery. That's a 0 toughness thing. Things like this must really confuse the AI model. Yeah, they're looking at this card and they're like, doesn't it just die immediately? So it just enters the battlefield and that's over. It's over. 3 mana for an 8/0. Yeah, 8/0 with trample. You heard that correctly. 8/0. It's literally not allowed to be alive. It commits Sudoku immediately. Next up, we've got Mercenary with Deadly Insect. This is a 5-mana 6/1 insect, and Deadly Insect can't be the target of spells or abilities. It's a very vulnerable card. Now it's pretty bad because you can just chump block it with anything. It has no trample. You can't give it trample, or it's very hard to give it trample. I mean, there's some ways you can like get a Craterhoof in play, but if you're playing a Craterhoof deck, I don't know why you're playing the Deadly Insect deck. A lot of problems. Who else do we have here? Boneless Faceplant. Iwamori of the Open Fist. Almost always bad. Well, then sometimes it's good. 4 mana for a 5/5 human monk. Trample. When Iwamori of the Open Fist enters the battlefield, each opponent may put a legendary creature card from their hand onto the battlefield. Well, sorry, you have to have it from your hand, not the command zone. Make sure make sure that you have legendary creatures in your deck. You never know when someone will play Iwamori of the Open Fist. Has anyone made an entire deck out of these cards? They're just Hunted Wumpus, Iwamori of the Open Fist. Cards that let people fix their deck the entire time. Your deck is built just to help other people's decks. I don't even know what to call that, because like it's not even like group hug. It's like you're not even giving anything to them. You're just letting people play their own cards a lot easier and more efficiently. We have John with the Runham Hulk. Runham Hulk is a 5 mana 5/6 protection from snow. That's exactly what we need. I've always wanted protection from snow. Finally, Ice Vanquaddle. Sorry, you can't block me. You're a snow creature. Cumulative upkeep of 1. You got to pay that upkeep. It has no other redeeming qualities. It has no evasion. It's got no trample. Can't get bigger. Doesn't have first strike. Doesn't have double strike. Can just get through snow creatures, I guess. That's it. One Ringer. Iwamori would make for an interesting commander card. You can make a deal with someone who likes to play legends. That's a dangerous deal. You're like the devil in some case. Or no, I guess they might be the devil. Who's the devil in this case? No, you're the devil. You're the one who would enable all this chaos. You gotta be careful when you make this chaos. Oh, we've got Archangel with Mungaworm. Mungaworm. Mungaworm is a 4 mana 6/5 worm. You can't untap more than 1 land during your untap step. What? What? I'm not allowed to play anything? This is awful. So you can't. So I have Winter Orbed myself. This is a one-sided Winter Orb for me, not for you. A lot of people hate Winter Orb on the battlefield. Why would you're basically committing some sort of self-torture. I know this is the most anti-green card ever. Green, who prides themselves in having mana. Okay, no, there's one positive thing to this card. I could see this working. I'll tell you how it works. You're playing with mostly Mana Dorks and Gaia's Cradle. That would make this card work. And says you can't untap more than 1 land. Well, you only have to untap the Cradle. I have this experience when I play Winter Orb versus Elves. It's like Winter Orb just doesn't do anything. They don't care. So I guess you have to play the Mungaworm in that sort of deck where it's all Mana Dorks all the time. But it doesn't affect the opponent. The opponent isn't affected whatsoever. Next up, we've got Turiaz with the Primal Whisperer. Primal Whisperer is a 5 mana 2/2 elf soldier. It gets +2/+2 for each face down creature in play. We all know how much we love to play elves in our, I don't know, face down card decks. And it's got more for 4 mana itself. So Primal Whisperer could help buff up the other Primal Whisperers at the table. And it doesn't count for each one in play, not the ones that you control. So if you're up against a, is it Sidisi? I can't remember the there's a Sultai commander that's all about the morphing. Might end up sneaking into that sort of deck. We're gonna go next with Von Ragnar with the what's it called? Mungaworm. Just slap the Wilderness Reclamation play. That's it. Great idea. Make Mungaworm actually remotely playable. The little guy says, these cards are all great. I'm going to add these to my I Like Suffering deck. I like suffering myself. Who has no card yet? Oh, it was Sidisi? That's what I was thinking. I was sort of close. I knew it. Okay, Solfim with Viridian Scout. Viridian Scout is a 4 mana 1/2 elf warrior, and for 3 mana, sacrifice Viridian Scout. Viridian Scout deals 2 damage to target creature with flying. Is that it? Only the flying creatures. Do what? It's got R.I.P. Delver of Secrets. Even if the moment you're flipped, you're actually in the Viridian Scouts, I don't know, airspace. You shouldn't have taken flight. You should have just stuck being a very curious human wizard. Steve Cooper says, oh, 10 a.m. Eastern time and not even 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Almost missed the first show, but you didn't. You're here just in time. Voltlim with some Lumbering Satyr. Lumbering Satyr is a 4-mana 5/4 beast. All creatures gain Forest Walk. But you're the green deck! You're just letting people attack you. This is all down. This is like me playing Lord of Atlantis and says all creatures gain Island Walk. You might not even have in this case, you may not have a forest, but I certainly do. I'm the one playing green. I don't even know what to say about it. I'm gonna pull up the Titanic sound effect again. Do you normally have shows in the morning? I will sort of this week. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If it's successful, maybe it will continue this way. Congratulations, you played. This is the greatest you played yourself card. Congratulations, you played yourself. I mean, if you have Yavimaya in play, then it's not so bad. Not so bad. You better have more creatures than the opponent. You know, there's more people out there with creatures than you do. Especially if you're playing Commander. For a second, I thought it said all creatures you own get Forest Walk. You would think that! And even if I read the errata, just in case they change something, all creatures have Forest Walk. That's right. They all do. Next, let's take one from Gareth. We have the Gorilla Pack. What do we got over here? We have a 3-mana 3/3. Gorilla Pack cannot attack if defending player controls no forests. Bury Gorilla Pack if you control no forests. Is this like the Dandan of green? I think this is the Dandan of green. But I can't remember where Dandan came from. Was it a snow card? Did it come from Ice Age? This creature can't attack unless defending player controls a forest. When you control no forest, sacrifice this creature. It's Forest Home. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Island Home for green. Those gorillas, they only know the forests, the way of the forests. Show them water, they can't swim. Next we've got... Oh, Dandan was from Arabian Nights. Interesting. We've got a super chat from John. Thank you very much for your super chat. Old Fogey. Okay, remember, if you super chat, you can start naming silver cards. Green for a 7/7. But there's a catch. It's got phasing. It's got Commune of Upkeep 1. It's got Echo, which means that's even more mana you got to spend at the upkeep. It's got Fading 3, if you can even pay all this stuff. It's got Bands with Other Dinosaurs. That's good. Protection from Homerids, which is borderline useless. And Snow-Covered Planeswalk, Flanking, and Rampage 2. A lot of useless, completely useless abilities in there. So you can't even play this on turn 2 because you won't have the mana for it. Unless you pay a mana dork, I guess. Turn 1 mana dork, turn 2 this, then turn 3 spend 2 mana on the Echo, pay 1 mana for the upkeep, and hey, maybe you can bash someone's head in for a few turns. It's possible. It's not completely... It's not the most ridiculously unplayable card. I think you could make it work, that's for sure. Von Ragnar says, this is the only non-blue card with land home ability, and the Dandan came from the Arabian Nights. Oh, that's good to know, because I look at, I'm looking at Gorilla Pack, and I'm like, oh, maybe they made one for each color. Maybe there's Plains Home. Shouldn't there be a lot of Plains Home cards? Shouldn't humans be on Plains Home? I don't think humans outside of using a boat are very good at swimming. Throw a human in the middle of the ocean. Let's see how long they last. Not very long. Not long at all, in fact. Phasing and fading. Oh yeah, I forgot about the phasing part. Yeah, that's funny. Gareth wants Uktabi Fairy. Such a thing exists? Uktabi Fairy. The 2 mana 1/1 flying. For 4 mana, sack it to destroy target artifact. This is the best card we've seen all day. I think this is the strongest card. It actually has some utility. It's not a very strong card. It's okay. It has no downside. It's all upside. It's actually quite cheap. It has synergy with other fairies if you want to play like blue-green fairies. I mean, a 2-mana 1/1, that's not very good value. But it didn't cost you anything more. There's like no echo or commutative upkeep on this card. It doesn't deal any damage to you. So I think this is all upside here. This is the best of a show of a bunch of completely worthless cards. Very early stream today, Benjamin Berkey. Good morning. Okay, we'll give Indiana Jones a second card. Locust Swarm. Indiana Jones is our Christopher B for the day. 4 mana, 1/1, flying. For a green, we can regenerate it. And for a green, we can also untap our Locust Swarm. Use this ability only once each turn. That's it. Once and no more. How do you use that? I guess you can put an aura on it that can tap for a lot of mana, maybe. Won't go infinite, but I mean, it will be fair. Okay, we're gonna take a look at more of these worst Magic cards of all time. Worst green cards, green creatures of all time, but we have to thank our other sponsor, Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards on Magic Online. Your place to play any deck, any format you want. For the subscription price of Mana Traders. And of course, you can get 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription using coupon code Nikachu_649. For anybody who likes the 649, I thought that was a pretty neat new coupon code. Rent with Mana Traders. And we go back to our show. Next up, we got Islarf with Panglacial Worm. I thought people liked this card for its jankiness. Hidden downside of being disqualified by the judge. Oh, that is a downside. That's true. So 7 mana, 9/5, trample. When you're searching your library, you may play Panglacial Worm from your library. I'm not going to lie. I don't even know how this card works. I don't know how it works within the rules. I'm not even going to try. I definitely could see a world where you rack up some warnings from judges for improperly actually playing this card. It's possible. Yeah, Judge! Okay, you're up against the Panglacial Worm opponent deck, and then you start asking them, how many warnings do you have so far this tournament? You know, if you get your 3rd warning, you get game losses, right? Next up, let's go with Turiat's Jotol Worm. Jotol. Okay, I think we're up to no 2 cards yet at this point. So we have a 6 mana 6/6. When the Jotol Worm becomes blocked, it gets -2/-1 until end of turn for each creature blocking it beyond the first. Oh, so okay, so the first one, the Jotol Worm is going to eat. So if you block this with 7 creatures, even more, like what is it? It's not even 7 creatures. If you block it with 4? If you block it with 4, it's going to die. Okay, I've done the math. So if you block it with 4, it'll get -6, -3, and then 4 of those creatures will deal 4 damage, and this creature will deal no damage. It's an abomination. Here's my smoothie. I have a coffee smoothie every morning. You guys normally don't see it because I drink it in the morning. Steve Cooper with the first card. Bloodline Shaman. Bad if you don't stack your deck, I guess. We don't expect people to be stacking their decks around here. 2 mana 1/1 Elf Wizard and tap. Choose a creature type. Reveal the top card of your library. Now, if that card is a creature card of the chosen type, put it into your hand. Otherwise, you got to put it into your graveyard. This is pretty neat. I like this card. It's not even a matter of stacking your deck. I mean, if you just have access to the information on top of your deck, why not? If that card is the creature of the chosen type, put it into your hand. So this is like, there's all sorts of cards that let you take a peek-see at the top card of your deck. Like, what if you have Courser of Krufix on the battlefield that just reveals the top card of your deck? You can play land cards from the top of your deck with Courser of Krufix until you hit a creature, and then you play Bloodline Shaman. Now it is bad because if you don't know what's on top of your deck, you're just like milling a card. I mean, I guess it works in an elf deck, sort of. Like, I would never play this in an elf deck, but if you were playing maybe a chunkier elf deck, maybe it's possible. Or maybe you put in your wizard deck, because you just always name wizard. It's got to be in a kindred deck, is what I'm saying. Yeah, I would pick Merfolk. Exactly. That's exactly what I would name. I don't know if I would put Bloodline Shaman in my Merfolk deck, but if I did, that's how it would work. There's a worse Will-O-the-Wisp Arethusa called Hiava Maya Nats. It's the Nats. It's a 3-mana 0/1 flyer, and it's got Regenerate. Do I have a Regenerate sound effect anymore? No, not really. I got nothing. It's unfortunate. Gareth says it would have been interesting in the Lauren Eclipse draft. You mean the Bloodline Shaman? Yeah, it'd be interesting. Build around a certain creature type. Try to name that creature type. Draw some cards. You know, there's actually a hidden advantage to this card as well. If you don't hit your creature type, that means you hit a land. It's like a bad Merfolk looter. It's basically like a bad Merfolk looter. Yes. Maybe slightly better when you actually get what you want. We got trees in Curious with Chance, Met, Elves. Hate when I see this in my bulk. Oh, with Tales of Middle-earth, 3-mana 3/2 Elf Warrior. Now, whenever you scry, which happens all the time in our Elf decks, put a +1/+1 counter on Chance Met Elves. This ability triggers only once each turn. Wow, you can't even break this card. Only scry once. And it's 12 cents, everybody. They didn't even let you abuse it. There was even an opportunity to maybe break it, but they didn't even let us do that. They didn't let us get that far. We got Doc Sigma says, I love how the guy in the card art seems to find the Yavimaya Nats absolutely hilarious. This guy? I don't know if these find him hilarious. It's like, get out of here. Can I cosplay as this guy? How do I do this? His arm is like, yeah. Shoo! This is me in the morning in the summer. I actually like to eat my breakfast on the balcony, and then there's this one damn wasp every single day that comes around and says, hey, can I eat some of your food? No, get out of here. Beat it. I swat at him, and it leaves. Every single time. Every single day. Every single time. Next, we've got Gilliam with the Sulam Djinn. This is a 6-mana 6/6 Djinn. This is a genie? This genie is in the middle of a musical sequence, I can tell. Trample. Sulam Djinn gets -2/2 as long as green is the most common color among all permanents or is tied for the most common. Well, that's great. Green encourages you to put as many green creatures and permanents on the battlefield to have a big board, and then this thing actually ends up shrinking as a result of that. It's terrible. Von Ragnar has some more things to say about the gnats. I had to deal with an entire wasp's nest on my balcony. I'm no longer afraid of them. Come at me, bro. But how many times do you get stung? Next we've got Jagra with Groff Skither. It's a hell of a name for a card. We have 6 mana for a 3/3 beast. Whenever Groff Skither becomes blocked, you may return target card named Groff Skither from your graveyard to your hand. It's almost like they know this thing's gonna die. When this thing gets blocked, it's probably gonna die. So at least you can replace it with another Groff Skither. It's right around the corner over here. You can they show it right there in the art. Oh, next, let's take a look at... El Winter says, I guess 6/6 creatures just weren't allowed to be good back then. You know, anything big wasn't allowed to be good back then. Oh, are you bigger than Sarah Angel? Well, we gotta cut you down to size. We can't let you be treading on Sarah Angel's territory over here. Let's end with our Gonthian Worm. Gonthian. Isn't it Argothian? Yeah, I thought the N was a bit weird. We have the Argothian Worm, 4-mana 6/6 trample. But when it comes into play, any player may sacrifice a land to put Argothian Worm on top of its owner's library. But who's going to do that, actually? It's a good question. Would anyone, like, sack their land when it comes into play? And you got to make that decision immediately. And by the way, this is green. They go turn 1 mana dork, pass the turn, you play a land, pass. I play another land, pass. They play a second land, pass. I get to 4 mana, tap Argothian Worm. You want to sacrifice one of your 2 lands in play? I don't think so. I don't think that's happening, actually. It's like a great bluff. Unless the player uses stuff to bring those lands back. Even then, it's a decent tempo play. And it's not even like they gain a card out of the deal. You have to sack a land. I mean, you're going to lose the card, goes back on top of your deck, but they also lose the land. Like, what are you going to do? At some point, this Argothian Worm hits the battlefield. 4 mana Stone Rain. That's right. 4 mana. It's one way of looking at it. The 4 mana Stone Rain. Benjamin Berkey with Argothian Pixies. Those damn Pixies. There's something to do with artifacts, doesn't it? 2 mana for a 2/1. Can't be blocked by artifact creatures. And prevent all damage that would be dealt to Argothian Pixies by artifact creatures. You know what's one saving grace about this card? It's invincible versus Walking Ballista. I hate that card. I really hate that card. And the Walking Ballista is not even going to block me. Indiana Jones says, Argothian Pixies actually had some play in the early MTG for green aggro with everyone playing with 4 Mishra's Factory. That, I don't doubt it. You know what's weird, though? This fairy doesn't fly. Oh, they're naked. You have these naked little fairies bouncing from one flower to another. Yeah, but it's green aggro or green weenie. 2 mana, 2/1 back then. That was pretty good. Can't get blocked by Juggernaut. Yeah, I think that was like the big bad colorless card at the time. Juggernaut. Nikos Lattice combo piece. Well, you're going deep, Sheaf Lord. You're going real deep. Yeah. Making bad cards great. Or, I don't know, remotely. Fixing bad cards with good cards. That could be a show idea one day. Gareth with Elvish Archers. Elvish Archers is a humble 2 mana 2/1 with first strike, which has nothing really to do with elves. I don't think any elf cards would do this. Yeah, for the Nikachu out of context video. Oh, they're naked. Naked fairies. I think most of the fairies are naked. They're always at like a bit of a sort of a, what's it called? They have they're in some sort of pose or posture that, you know, keeps them a bit concealed, keeps them PG-13. Next, what do we got here? Okay, Kano with Fungus Elemental. Fungus Elemental is a 4 mana 3/3 elemental. Pay a green, sack a forest. Put a +2/+2 counter on Fungus Elemental. Use this ability only if Fungus Elemental came into play this turn. Doesn't this look like some sort of special promo card? Is it a promo card? It's a rare from Weatherlight. It's got this weird border around it, right? It's like a picture. It's like a picture of a picture. It's Inception. We have to go deeper. We need pictures of pictures of pictures of magic cards. It's hard to make clothes for fairies. Please understand. Are you speaking from experience, Captain Rumia? Are you a fairy out there? Felicia with Flowering Lumberknot. We are in the no 2 cards territory yet. Flowering Lumberknot. 4 mana for a 5/5 tree folk. Flowering Lumberknot can't attack or block unless it's paired with a creature with soul bond. Bond. The name's Bond. Soul Bond. So unless you find your soulmate soul bond, you can't do anything. You're a fling target. You're fling food. You're worthless. Good only to be thrown or sacrificed. Little Deadfly has arrived. Did you start for? Yeah, we started 45 minutes ago. And after the show, I'm sure you're going to go to sleep. Okay, Cormac wants to be part of the show. We got Mirrorwood Treefolk. The cost to use this thing is terrible. Oh, it's one of those plane shift cards. 4 mana for a 2/4. And it's got a deactivated ability for 4 mana, but also in red and white. The next time damage would be dealt to your Mirrorwood Treefolk this turn, that damage is dealt to target creature or player instead. It's got some potential. Like, what if you put lure on this card and attacked, and then every creature had to deal their damage to the Mirrorwood Elemental? I think that would work out pretty well. We got Mita Wish a Chance. Thank you so much for your becoming a member, becoming part of the coffee crew. Maybe we got to do more shows early in the morning here. Did I pronounce your name? Mita Wish, I think. Oh, Mita Wishance. Wishance. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Steve Cooper says, old fairy art, they seem to have nothing there, and new ones, they have clothes on. They had to work to be a little PG-13 for the new age around here. Oh, you have a card here. Okay, because you became a member, I'm going to consider that a super chat, Mita Wishance. We have Glissa Sunseeker. At least it doesn't have to sacrifice. But why is it a legend? That's a good question. It's a 4-mana 3/2. A legendary. It is a legendary elf. First strike. Tap. Destroy target artifact if its converted mana cost is equal to the amount of mana in your mana pool. So I just float a bunch of mana. What does the Oracle text say? Did they change anything? First strike, tap, destroy target artifact if its mana value is equal to the amount of unspent mana you have. This is just weird. But on the good news, well, the good news is you should be able to destroy almost every artifact. That's the good news. The bad news is it's going to force you to tap out, but you're probably tapping out anyway. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. Benjamin Burke said, we definitely love us some naked fairies around here. Little Dead Fly with the Shaman of Spring. We have a 4-mana 2/2 Elf Shaman. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. That is the most expensive card draw elf in the game, I think. Oh, there might be more actually. That's no Elvish Visionary, that's for sure. It's twice the Elvish Visionary, but with half the draw. They doubled the power. They doubled the mana cost, but I didn't get 2 cards out of the deal. Probably because 2 cards would be broken. Von Ragnar, Silhala Wayfinder. For a finder, Silhala Way... Oh, sorry, it's Silhana. For a finder, it's really bad at finding cards for you. It doesn't even let you put them in your hand. Okay. 2 mana for a 2/1 Elf Scout. When the Silhana Wayfinder enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards at your library. You may reveal a creature or a land card from among them and put it on the top of your library. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. They would never do that now. Almost all these cards put the cards in your hand, or at least the graveyard, so you can use it later. Next. Oh, we did Autumn Willow already. We did Roseanne. What we got? Do we have anyone else who hasn't got a card yet? Go Steve Cooper. The Bull Elephant. Do they combine the two? It sounds like an Ikoria card. 4 mana for a 4/4 elephant. When it comes into play, return 2 forests you control to owner's hand or bury your Bull Elephant. It's good for the landfall decks. You like landfall? Well, there's no better way to get those lands back in your hand than with the Bull Elephant. They'll put them right back. Right back for the picking. Same time tomorrow? Actually, no. Wednesdays, Thursday, and Friday, we'll have it early. But remember, we still have our regular show at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Beefy. Yeah, beefy. It's sort of beefy. Yeah, it's pretty beefy. 4/4 for 4 mana is not too bad in the Visions era. Captain Rumia says, man, I remember Bull Elephant, mostly because of the flavor text. 4 gray trees and a long coiled snake. What am I? Is it a trick question or something? 4 gray trees and a long coiled snake. Oh, I was talking about the elephant. I should have known. Bull Elephant went well with the Rogue Elephant. Oh, they were a pair, weren't they? Okay, next up. Let's take a look at Benjamin Berkey with Kesa. Look at her. It's a 5 mana 2/3 Elf Druid. Green creatures you control get +1/+1. Do you know what we've done, everybody? We have found the way to keep that 8/0 elemental alive. What was that called? I can't remember what it was called. The Force of Savagery. This is it. This is the key. We go 5 mana Kesa into our Force of Savagery, and then it'll become an 8/1 Trampler. It's the only way it can be done. Dang, as soon as I subbed, I disconnect just recently. Yeah, you got your legendary Elfin. Yeah, you got your you can see it in the replay. You might even be able to see it in the replay of this show. Yeah, I got it. I got ya. By the way, if you didn't hear it, I'll let you know. Thank you so much for becoming part of the coffee crew. We got Corbinek with Anhava Constable. Is a 3 mana 2/1 plus star, some sort of Tarmogoyf. Anhava Constable has toughness equal to 1 plus the number of green creatures in play. So it's gonna be at least 1. Also, it's a 2/2. So it's gonna be 1 plus this guy, plus anything else is all gravy. Oh, it's any creatures in play. But it's all toughness, no action. You can put this in. We can put this in the green defender deck that we were talking about earlier. Green defense. Stir Stanley, the Stumbler with Titanic Bullvox. Look at this guy, 8 mana for a 7/4 Trampler. It's got Morph. Honestly, this is just a classic green beater creature. This is like something you'd see in the starter pack of. Green starter pack. Learn how to play green. You have big green stupid creature and you attack and turn sideways. Does it have any other advantages? No, it has none. In this case, you could like the morph is so expensive. You pay 3, and then when you pay 7, you get like you literally get a discount of like 1 mana. Too small. Corbinek, yes, the green defender, no aggro deck. That's right. Arco Magnus is a perfectly fine draft card, at least. This goes into the draft deck of the guy that's like, oh, my deck is so sick, I got 2 Titanic Bullvoxes, and then goes 1/2 anyway. Mercenary with Unyaro Bees. I think I recognize this card. 3 mana for a 0/1 flyer. This is a lot of mana for a 0/1. For a green, Unyaro Bees gets +1/+1 until end of turn. And for 4 mana, sacrifice our Unyaro Bees. Unyaro Bees deals 2 damage to target creature or player. I spent 7 mana to shock somebody. I just realized that. This is awful. 7 mana for shock. In green. Green can deal some damage, alright? They're adjacent to red. They put fire breathing on a bee. Oh, did I miss that? Yeah. It's literally it's forest breathing. Forest breathing. I don't. Someone from this show, you guys in the chat, invented that. It's got forest breathing. Hexanor with Megatherium. We got Megatherium is a 3 mana 4/4 Trampler. When Megatherium comes into play, sacrifice it unless you pay 1 for each card in your hand. So hopefully this is the very last thing that you play. If you play it earlier, well, it's not actually 3 mana. The cost is a lie. This is the type of thing you buy it and it's got the in-app purchases. In-app purchases. It never costs that much up front. There's another show today. That's right. We're having 2 shows each day for this whole week. The whole week. 2 shows a day. Mita with, speaking of forest breathing, I loved killer bees as a kid. My green decks were awful when I was a kid. Oh my god. All our decks were terrible when we were a kid. And then we found... Then we found the magic of net decking. At least I did. I figured it out. Gillum with Heartwood Giant. Benjamin Burke is like, 2 shows? Yeah, we're ramping up. We're ramping up production. I'm going on vacation next week. I need to build inventory. We're building inventory here. So Heartwood Giant is a 5-mana 4/4 giant. Tap, sack a forest. Heartwood Giant deals 2 damage to target player. Oh, that's interesting. I'm not gonna say it's good, but it's a little different, that's for sure. Sable Salt wants to throw some shade to Dryad Arbor. Ooh, some people will fight you over that one. It's not actually bad, but we are somehow living to see it not being on auto-include anymore in 60-card decks with Green Sun due to speed. Power creep is up to it, sadly. That is actually very true. I mean, at least with Green Sun, what you could really say is mana dorks are dead. Like, mana dorks aren't good anymore. If you don't have 2 toughness on your mana dork, it's worthless. Mana dorks are just too vulnerable. Play Birds of Paradise or Llanowar Elves. It gets sniped off by things like Orcish Bowmasters or Lava Dart or, you know, something. So what it is it's not even Dryad Arbor. It's just all mana dorks. They don't really see play like they used to. It's not the same. It's not the same game that we like to play, or we used to play. That is correct. We get an AI generated show this week, on Wednesday as usual. Maybe, yeah, I'll probably do it Wednesday. I already announced it. Steve Cooper. Now it's basically a force that gets killed. Exactly. That's all it is. There's so much removal too. Bolt the Bird. It's like Bowmaster's the Bird. Fatal Push the Bird. There's a lot of ways of killing the bird these days. Who else doesn't have 2 cards? Arcomagnus. I think I saw some play with the Hyper Aggro Madness decks in my group, but it wasn't even good back then. I think that was in reference to... Actually, I don't know what this was in reference to. None of these are discarding cards. Oh boy, with Tree Spring Lorien. Tree Spring Lorien is a 6-mana 5/4. It's another morph card. Is it a sloth? I think it's like a sloth-like creature. Now I look really closely. Let's end with the Gigantomancer. Can we get a heads up on this show's topics for later today? It will be, I have roughly something on the Discord. Today it will be like, the most underrated, best red creatures on a budget or something like that. Something like that. Okay, Gigantomancer is a 8-mana 1/1, and for 1 mana, target creature you control becomes 7/7 until end of turn. That's it. Target creature you control. What? Oh, okay. The catch is this is 8 mana. That's the catch. I was like, a 1/1 that turns things into 7/7s for 1 mana. How is this possible? Oh, the casting cost. But everything can be it could be really big. Next we've got Mito with Thorn Thallid. I mixed up the enchantment from Fallen Empires. Thorn Thallid is a 3-mana 2/2. It's a fungus. It looks like it's got a bit of a brain. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a spore counter on your Thorn Thallid. Remove 3 spore counters from Thorn Thallid, and it can deal 1 damage to target creature or player. It works its way up. It's slow and steady. It's like a snail. It's a snail creature, for crying out loud. Slow and steady wins the race. Especially with this. And then when El Winter is like, Thorn Thallid, we can go to the original Thallid. I had a Thallid-themed deck. I had a Thallid-themed deck as a kid. Was really, really bad. Yeah, I'm sure everyone had the idea. I'm sure you're not the only person who had the idea. Well, why did Wizards make all these Thallid creatures if they were going to be crap? But then you put them all together, and it's like, well, this doesn't do anything. So it's a green 1/1 fungus. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a spore counter on Thallid. Remove 3 spore counters from your Thallid. Put a 1/1 green sapling creature token onto the battlefield. The problem with these stupid Thallids is, like, it's so slow to get online. Like, you would need to, like, proliferate a ton, and then even then, the payoff is just you have a 1/1. It's not even a fungus. It doesn't have synergy with the rest of your funguses. Unbelievable. Time Spiral did create a bunch of Thallids. Yeah, but was it any good? It's like Slivers, except without the synergy or the speed or anything else, frankly. Indiana Jones, the only kindreds worth playing in the 90s were Slivers, Goblins, and Merfolk. I really appreciate you giving a shout out to Merfolk, but I don't know if it was even that good even back in the 90s. Merfolk didn't have a whole lot of cards themselves back then. Actually was a precon, which made it worse. No! They set up a trap! They set up the bomb! Enemy spotted. Okay, Mayfly, had to step away. Did we do Sheltering Ancient? We did not. Sheltering Ancient is a 2-mana 5/5 Tree Folk, trample, commutative upkeep, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature an opponent controls. Good God. But it's pretty big. You know, what if the opponent has no creature? Oh, no, wait. Oh, does it die? At the beginning of your upkeep, put an age counter on this permanent, then sacrifice it unless you can pay its upkeep cost for each age counter on it. If my opponent has no creature, it dies. It goes straight to the graveyard. So against, like, a control deck, this thing's worthless. Oh boy, so speaking of Slivers, have we ever done a show about the best Kindred Lord effects? No. But we could... maybe we did. I don't remember. That's a good idea, old boy. If we did, we can always do it again. We can definitely Lord effects. I want to say we might have done it like once a million years ago. Okay, we have one more. Okay, with Sable Salt says Thalids are such red herrings in old MTG. The real combo with them is Fungosaur Pestilence and no Thalids. So the best way to play Thalids is to not play Thalids, is what you're telling me, Sable Salt. And 4 counter spells make any deck playable. Yeah, any blue deck anyhow. Rin! Affectionate Indrik. It's so small! Is it small? 6 mana 4/4. When this creature enters, you may have it fight target creature you don't control. Oh. It's in the fighting mode. It'll kill a mana dork or something. That's what it'll do. Alright, everybody. That's it for today. I don't know. That's it for this morning's show, I should say. This morning's show, not today's show. We got more shows if you're watching live. If you're watching on the replay, though, if you want to be part of the show, you got to be here weekdays, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, thanks to all the new members. And also, if you super chat to be part of the show, or even super chat so other people are part of the show, thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. People like, we got Old Boy, Little Deadfly, Indiana Jones, Mercenary Steve Cooper, Bob. We got Gareth. We got Indiana Jones, Hexanort, Kano, and many more. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing those coffees. Look at that beautiful coffee I have, and we're going to keep brewing up the magic. It's sort of disgusting looking, this cup. I have to admit, it's not very sightly. I need a more opaque cup around here. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.